to you, our beloved parishioners, and of course to our generous benefactors for giving us this beautiful improvement in our parish church. No? We now have a robotic camera na di na ta magsigig adjust atong gamay kayong cellphone camera nga napay mga distractive kayong lights des atubangan sa altar nga masalipdan pang atong kagwapo char. No? So dini na kita sa pulpit mag homily, no? Mag sermon para ninyo. And to those who are watching us, you can see the entire beauty of the Temple of the Alliance of Two Hearts in Banawa, Cebu City. In my reflection, allow me to borrow also the reflections of the good Bishop of Tagbilaran, Bishop Abet Uy, as he quoted a beautiful saying, quote, "A blind man who can see, is better than a seeing man who is blind." Sabot mo, simple lang kayo. A blind man, a blind person who can see is better than a seeing person who is blind. And this is very much demonstrated in the gospel passage of today. Ang tao kunong buta, apan makakita, mas maipas taong makakita unta apan nabuta o nabutaan sa daghang gang buta nga angan niyang makitaan. The story of the poor man sitting along the road to Jericho begging, no? That was his routine. That was his normal life. A blind man cannot enter the temple to worship. A blind person cannot immerse himself to crowds or to any social gatherings. He is marginalized. He is ostracized in the community of the Jews. And that is one of the most tragic things that a blind person feels. He is equal to the people who have leprosy, people who are paralyzed, and people who are handicapped. They are marginalized, ostracized in society and any social gathering. So their pains, their sufferings are not only physical, but more so internal, emotional, mental, everything. It's very depressing. But what is redeeming of this blind man here in the gospel passage is that he was a very hopeful man. No? Despite his blindness, he begs for his life, for his subsistence. And one day, in one of his routines along the street, he was very conscious of what's happening around him. It was far from the normal. So he inquired, what's happening? What's going on? No? And one among the crowd perhaps answered to him, "Jesus of Nazareth is passing by." So he shouted, "Son of David, Jesus of Nazareth, have pity on me." No? So here, we can already surmise that the blind man, despite his loss of sight, what he has is that faith in his heart. Wala to siya pananaw, apaduna siya gihambin sa iyang kasing-kasing ang pagsalig. Yeah, we should be conscious that he was addressing Jesus of Nazareth as the son of David. Now, for us who have no biblical background, I will tell you, for a pious Jew, the title Son of David is a very significant title. No? Because for them, it is the title of the Messiah. No? The Messiah will be coming from the lineage of King David, who is honored by many Israelites and Jews through centuries. He is the greatest king of Israel, and the Messiah will be coming from his lineage. And the Messiah will also be called the Son of David. And so the blind man, he cannot see, that he was able to see and understand that Jesus of Nazareth was the promised Messiah. He is the Son of God. That's why no one can hinder him. The crowd told him, "Shut up. You are an irritant. You are very noisy. Can you keep quiet?" But deep in his heart, no? There is a voice that needs to shout out, Son of David, have pity on me. Huh? So his invalidity and the crowd's animosity cannot hinder the faith of the man who trusted so much, longing. There is faith in the man, and he hoped in Jesus. The man is humble enough. The blind man, the poor blind man, understood his status. He was poor, he is defective, he is incapacitated, he is ostracized, he is marginalized. But his only hope is in Jesus, the Son of David. So walay makapugong kaniya sa iyang panggilaba. He was begging. Nagpakilimo siya sa kaluoy sa anak ni David, sa kaluoy sa Dios. Have pity on me, Jesus, Son of David. Wala kawangi ang tao, no? Call him, let him come near to me. Nidiha na ginatubang sila pagkaanindot sa Ginoo. What do you want me to do for you? Mga pulong, ang iyang pagkaginoo nakita. The man born blind, or the blind man was able to see the identity of Jesus. You are the Son of God. You are the Son of David. I beg for your pity, for your compassion, for your mercy. So when Jesus asked him, what do you want me to do for you? Here am I. I'm willing to serve you. What do you want me to do for you? Asa ka na? Nang gatuotang sa itong mga pag-ampo, kita mo ay mangayo sa Ginoo. Pero no, it is God out of His graciousness, full of love. He knows our needs. He knows fully well everyone's longings and desires. Ano si Jesus mayingog sa iyang pagwali, long before you ask anything from my Father, He knows already what you need. Wala pa gani mo mangayo sa akong amahan, nahibalo na gid siya sa tanan nga inyong katuyuan, nga inyong panginahanglan. No? Munang dinhi mayingon si Jesus, andam kong moalagad. I'm willing to serve you. What do you want? What do you need? And the poor blind man simply said, Jesus, Lord, I want to see. Have your sight. Have your sight. Your faith is your healing. Your faith has healed you. Jesus is the true healer. God is the source of all healing. But He attributed, in His gospel passage, we should not forget, Jesus attributed to the man His very own healing. Your faith has healed you. He could have categorically said, go home, I have healed you. I, the Lord, have healed you. But no, listen to the language of the Lord. Your faith has healed you. He needs our trust. He needs everyone's faith. Nagsermon siya one time, if you have faith as big as a small mustard seed, kuyawag kong waliha. Kung doon na lang mo'y pagtuo, ingon kadako sa gamay nga liso sa mustasa. Pagtuo nga ingon kadako sa gamay nga liso sa mustasa. Kagamay sa liso sa mustasa, daw liso na sa munggos, liso na sa munggo, gamay kaing binhi. Pero kung imo nang itanom nga imong amumahon, mutubo siya, mabuti siya mga 8 to 10 to 12 feet at most dito sa Palestina. Batugan na sa mga langgam, silungan sa mga estranghero nga mupahuway sa katagba sa init, o salagan sa mga langgam. So kapahimuslan gud siya sa kagamay siyang liso. Umuni gigamit ni Jesus paghagit kanatong iyang mga sumusunod. If you have faith as big as a mustard seed, dako na di kayo sa gamay kayong liso sa mustasa, miracles will happen and God will surely grant our need. faith in the Lord, trust in Jesus, brings to us miracles, wonders, and answers to our desires, longings, and prayers. Finally, it was not only the man who received a miracle of sight. The crowd who used to be a distraction, who used to be a hindrance to the man, shut up, you are an irritant, you are very noisy, shut up, be silent. Now, after the conversion of the man, after the miracle of the sight, giving back to the blind man, the crowd, remember here, the crowd who followed, they also see what was happening, and all the people give praise to God. All the people give praise to God. Sa unang higayon, sila usab na butaan. Di makita sa panginahanglan, sa kabuska yung buta. Ila panggi sa likway, ila panggi pahilom. Pero nausab po sila. They receive also the miracle of conversion. There were people who were able to see but are blinded. Maybe out of their selfishness, maybe out of their arrogance, or more especially out of their pride. But nothing is impossible with God. He gifted the blind man with his sight, and the entire crowd with the conversion. They were not blinded physically, but they were blinded internally, interiorly. Now they were able to see and able to praise God. My dear friends, only people who can truly see, not only physically, but more so spiritually, that can truly praise God. Only people with faithful sight can able to praise and follow Jesus. There is a great personality in America, a celebrated blind woman named Helen Keller. Helen Keller was a celebrated political activist and a very prolific writer. Once she said, the tragedy of a person is not in being blind, but in having sight, but has no vision. Dili sakit ug pait sa tao ang mabuta. Ang pinakapait sa tao nga siya doon na untay mata apan wala siya ay panlantaw. We have sight but we have no vision. Gusto sa Ginoo na makita nato ang iyang mga maanindot nga mga buhat alang kanato. Today many people are blinded. We see only crisis, problems. Even the virus is very clear as Satan feeds us. Satan is also doing certain miracles in his own evil ways. He feeds us with this virus and we are traumatized. We are in fear just by a mere invisible virus. And we can no longer see the many beautiful workings of our God. That this earth is still beautiful, that our lives are still very much valuable, and we should need not to fear, because life is always worth living and worth loving. Let us move forward, let us journey together, helping out each other, despite these calamities, tragedies, loss of lives, infrastructures, destructions of our livelihood, and day-to-day routines and harmonious living. God is very much alive, doing miracles, feeding us, nurturing us, shepherding us with the bountiful blessings. We may always not lose the sight of wonders and amazement. As the book of Psalms will remind us, do not forget the works of the Lord. Let us not forget the many miracles that happen to us day by day, especially in the Eucharist. To all the problems in the world, to all the answers of the crisis in the world, it can only be found in that small piece of bread, as St. John Paul II reminds us.